Márquez.
Márquez.
Fabio Quartararo up the inside. It's the comeback. The checker flag is out. He's done it. He wins in Thailand.
给巴萨 Amigo， 各位观众，大家好，我是水獭 Márquez， 历史上最年轻的 MotoGP 世界冠军，曾经和本田6度夺下 MotoGP 年度冠军。但近年来，他在赛场上统治力不复以往，随着他摔车的次数日渐频繁，观众不禁产生怀疑：这到底是时间对于天才车手天赋的摧残，还是车厂面临赛会规范调整的步伐不够及时所造成的人车不匹配？2023年10月，传出 Márquez 即将加入 Gresini Ducati。Honda Motorcycles Europe 也在11月26号上传了一支名为 Gracias Márquez 的影片，表达他们对这位合作超过11年车手的敬意。那 Mark 呢，也绝对知道自己这种打不赢就加入的举动是会被臭的。那我们就先来看看同为车手的 Ben 是怎么看待这一次的转队风云。
And Márquez is such a crazy example. Like right now, probably on the worst bike, and
for sure,
just prepared to die.
Yeah,
you know, like, and that we talked about a little bit at breakfast, but the Mandalika crash.
Huge.
Was me just I felt terrible for him.
Yeah.
For a start, because you could see that was a bike thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this fucking guy is willing to die to get this bike back up front and to win. And it's just like, you have to respect that. And
oh yeah.
And you know, this year, like, he obviously, there's been some pretty massive struggles.
Who would it be? Oliveira?
Yeah, it was Oliveira. He took out Oliveira, and it's like, he got hammered.
Thought, and then as he clipped Martin, look at that. It just pitched him further forward. Absolutely slams into the luckless Miguel Oliveira.
He got hammered.
Yeah.
By hammered. And it's like, I get it, but also, like, just respect that the guy's out there just absolutely giving it everything he can. Like,
but you had that you know, you had the yellow fan base and the Márquez fan base, and it was just too easy for them, obviously, to go against Márquez. But no, that's what I've been saying about him for the last kind of 4 years. Is if you look at what he's been through, and you know, he's been loyal to Honda and all that kind of stuff. The people that know. You know, most of his crashes in the past 4 years, they're his fault because he's going over the edge, but it's because the bike is not there. Yeah. And they're like, oh, Márquez, he's going to crash, or he forgot how to ride. It's like, where is anybody else on a Honda that's in his zip code? Nobody. Yeah. Like, nobody. So,
and that's because they're not prepared, like you said, to go to that extent. And like, he got a podium on the weekend.
Oh yeah, and that's why I'm happy for him. You know, he's not a friend of mine or anything. I respect him, but I'm happy that he's getting on a bike that can win, because in my eyes, with what he's been through and what he's done, what he's already achieved, but then what he's had to go through, it's you know, he's paid his dues, and it's like, you know, you've got a few years left, and it'd be nice to see, you know, on a bike that you can have confidence on, and, you know, go back for the win. So I'm glad he, you know, made the move, and he stuck with Honda a long time. And it's been, you know, the people that understand how the development works with the Japanese to the Europeans and all this stuff, they've kind of known that he's been stuck, and he's probably most likely going to be stuck for a couple more years until they really think outside the box and change the bike. But, you know, he had a few years left, and I think he made the smartest move. And some people are like, oh, he's getting paid $10 or $12 million from Honda and this kind of stuff. And I'm thinking, if I'm putting myself in his shoes and I'm worth the money that he's worth, $10 million to be back on a bike that can win, you're going to make more than that, you know, going forward, or at least the same. So it's for him, it's not a money thing. I mean, he's got plenty of money. He just wants to be on a good bike again, and he knows that the way the development is with the Japanese, there's no way that they'll have a bike, you know, next year that's competing with that Ducati. It's not going to happen.
Mark 知道自己加入 Ducati 一定被臭，铁定被臭。留在本田，输了是正常，赢了是反常。他留在本田，还有车子在开发当理由。他要是去了 Ducati， 他就没有这个借口了。
He's shown that from the crashes. He's shown it from when he wins, but then he's also shown it where, you know, hey, I don't have the pace, but I'm still so I'm going to follow you in qualifying and try to get a toe to be that much closer. And that mentality, and I'll put Jack Miller into this, is where, you know, he followed Jack one time, and Jack just kind of made some jokes and they had fun, and it didn't really mess with Jack too much. Other riders, it does, you know, and they get really pissed off about it and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, the mentality that they should be having at that level, I think, or at least how I would have been if I was riding in my prime, is that if I look back and I see Marc's on me, or anybody's on me to follow me, and I feel good, and I feel like I'm one with the bike and having no troubles, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go do my qualifying lap with you behind me. And when we hit the checkered flag and we're done, I'm going to sit up and look back, and I'm going to see that you either lost the front chasing me or I put half a second on you.
Holy shit！ 我觉得这个超派有够凶。我觉得这就很像 Kobe 的不合理出手选择。很多人很爱凑 Kobe， 很容易打铁，命中率超低。可是你要想，他面临的进攻空间也是空前艰难的。虽然说这有一部分原因也是他自己造成的。我印象很深刻的是有一张照片 ，Kobe 他准备投篮，那对面的5个防守球员全部都放弃他们对位的湖人球员，围上来准备防守 Kobe。那 Kobe 呢，他也曾经解释过这种不合理的出手选择。虽然说不知道他自己是不是在操短，但是他有说过，他就是要透过这种颜射你的不合理出手，去射烂你的心理防线，那给对方造成一种我都已经5守1了，我还能怎么办？我难道要把板凳席跟教练团都拉上来一起防守吗？
That's what it is, you know, and that's what you have to be thinking if you want to take people down like that, or you want to be, you know, the ultimate kind of winner. And it's just, some people have it, some people don't, but that's when it kind of gets to the nuts and bolts of like, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna get it done. Like, I'm gonna make it happen.
那 nuts and bolts 就是螺栓跟螺帽的意思，在一部机器里面呢是不起眼，但却是必不可少的组成部分。那它延伸意思就代表那些不可或缺的细节或要领。
I mean, I've been around a lot of champions, and the guys that I know that become the best,
Yeah.
everything's a competition.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Every look at a press conference, every word that gets said, every posture that you take when you're walking through pit lane, the way that your hair is, the shoes, the like, everything says winning.
yeah, and it's not always easy for people to be around, you know.
Oh, no
there's no
way,
doubt,
man.
you know, and
No.
that's why there's a couple of my real close friends where it's like, I know how it used to be. And like we'd go ride motocross like a few years ago, and at this point, you know, I'm not training that hard and I'm just going out and riding. I'm a normal person.
Yeah,
and,
you're back human again.
Yeah, and it's like we're riding, and you know, there was one, like I had this thought, and we were just sitting there, you know, having Gatorades and sitting down. I was like, hey guys, you know, I'm sorry about like 10 years ago when I was kind of like, come on, let's ride. Like, come on, you know, let's go. Because you're not getting tired. And then now it's like, okay, like I'm not training. I'm not in that life all the time. I realize like, okay, let's have fun and be normal. And you realize how you used to be about it, and how hard the sport is, you know, if you're not fully trained for it and doing all the stuff.
Well, and like the level of selfishness that you have to be an athlete.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, you do. It's like I said, some people can deal with it better, and it, you know, some people it doesn't get translated, you know, to the other people in a way. But no, you have to. I mean, if you're winning and you're wanting to win, and that's what the goal is. I mean, you try not to be selfish about it, but you've got to put yourself first, and you've got to ask for everything when it comes to, like, you know, resting. I wasn't a big media person, you know. I always loved the media people in our team, but they, you know, sometimes they come try to get a quote, and I'm like, no, I'm not even talking right now, you know. And I know it wasn't easy, but that's also what made me riding, and I could stay focused like that.
那看完 Ben 的采访，你应该肉眼可见的可以看出，他是支持 Marc 加入 Ducati 的。虽然在2023年结束前 ，Marc 并不能接受公开采访，评论他骑上 Ducati 的感觉，但从他骑完 Ducati 提供的 Dismo 17 GP Venditore 之后的笑容，你应该不难看出他对这匹战马有多满意。
Look at his face. Look at his face. That face
That tells you everything.
the story.
那不论你对他这次出走本田有什么想法或看法，都欢迎在底下留言。那也欢迎大家追踪我的 IG Alan the Maverick， 还有脸书粉丝专页水獭先生。另外也可以加入我的 LINE 社群，一起跟我们聊天打屁约骑车。连结的话我都放在影片说明栏啦。我跟你讲，我那个账号最值钱的地方就是有2个 一个十几万粉丝，然后一个5万多粉丝，现在可能快6万了。如果你们去看的话，可能已经6万了，我不确定。可是就是一个10几万，一个5万多的账号有追踪我，可以说是小车扛大炮。IG 的话，未来如果拍漂亮女生，我是说风景，但是花东纵谷啊、嘉南平原啊、合欢山、五指山、七星山，我都是很有兴趣的。毕竟我对拍照的投入是比我骑机车的历史更悠久的。我的毕业制作也选择了去深山老林里面野营拍昆虫。好啦，接下来就是小小的感性时间，就是这个频道呢是2022年12月19号创立的，那刚满1周年。我自己也是有点压抑，就是有这么多人对机车赛事有感兴趣，那也是感谢大家的支持。你们的留言我尽量都会看，那有时间的话我就会慢慢回，因为有时候我会需要想一下再回，所以那个速度就会慢很多。那希望可以透过我的翻译，替大家可以更省力的了解国外的资讯。那我们就下支影片见，Hasta la vista, baby。